Hello everyone, welcome back. In this tutorial, we will see how to use Ballerina OpenAPI tool to generate client code for a provided OpenAPI specification. And then we will see how we can publish this generated client library into Ballerina Central, which is a centralized repository which contains all the Ballerina dependencies. Inside the sentiment analysis service project, we have already generated an OpenAPI specification for sentiment analysis service. We are going to use this particular OpenAPI specification to generate the client code. Before generating the client code, we need a new Ballerina project to store the generated client code. So let's create a new Ballerina project. The new project was created successfully. Let's generate the client code. We can provide an OpenAPI specification to Ballerina OpenAPI tool to generate the relevant client code. Let's run this command and see what happens. As you can see, the command was successful. If you go into the newly created project, you can see there are several new files which were generated by this command. So, Ballerina OpenAPI tool will automatically generate the relevant client classes, records, and also the relevant utility functions for this particular client. Now we have completed the client generation part. Let's try to publish this library to Ballerina Central. Before starting this process, let me change several configurations in Ballerina terminal. To publish a library to Ballerina Central, first we have to package this library. For that, we can use balpack command. The library was packaged successfully. Let's try to publish this library into Ballerina Central. To publish a library to Ballerina Central, we can use balpush command. As you can see, package publishing is now successful. Let's go to Ballerina Central and check out the package we published. In Ballerina Central, we can search packages using the org name and the package name. In our case, the org name is BalGuides and the package name is Sentiment Analysis. As you can see, the published package is available in Ballerina Central. Now we have a customized client which can connect to Sentiment Analysis API. Let's integrate this customized client into our social media service. First of all, let's add the import statement. Let's initialize the client here. As you can see, I have not provided the service URL here. That is because in the client code, the service URL has been configured with a default value. So unless I have to change this value, I don't have to provide it. Now, in our HTTP client, we have configured a timeout. If you go to the client code, you can see that there's a connection config. In that, we can configure the timeout. Let's do that. Since the connection config is the first configuration value we have to provide in the init function, we can do as follows. Okay, the client is initialized successfully. Let's try to use it in our code. Sentiment analysis client has been used when we create a post. Let's try to integrate our newly created client into this. We have done the required change. Let's run the social media service and test whether the code is working as expected. Social media service is now up and running. Let's test the code. Our change affected the resource which creates a new post. Let's test this resource. This request will create a new post in the system. Let's run this and see whether it works as expected. The code is working as expected. That is all for this session. See you in the next one.